Hello, we are Wool is the Answer. I'm Marie and it's episode 153.
I'm Dominique and it's Friday the 17th of February 2023.
Just on cue, the red arrows are just starting to fly over. So noisy. Hopefully you can't hear them. It's just me that can hear them.
No, I can hear them.
Can you hear them on mine or can you hear them at
No,
your
I can hear them. I can't hear them on that. I can hear them out the window.
Yeah.
They've waited till it's calmed down a bit.
I know we went out for a walk yesterday, sort of late on. They were really low, really noisy. It was really good to see, but really oh.
Well, I was surprised because they were, as I was coming up the 15 from work yesterday going home, they were low parallel to the A15.
Yeah, I bet that's what when we were out walking, it was just starting to get darkish. And
but they were at Scampton, they were never parallel to major roads. Danger.
They were really very, very low.
Yes.
So, hello, everybody. Right, let me see where my video is. Why have I got no video on? It says we're live. We are live. Why does mine never come up? Blooming useless machine.
And I just have spilt everything.
Oh no, you haven't. Right, let me see if I can get the video up while Dominique mops up a mess.
Oh, I should.
What have you spilled?
I should have poured before we started, but I ran out of time.
I can't get the video up on my iPad. Well,
I can see.
I'm presuming everybody say I'll go off it and come back on again. You know,
Victoria's got to DC.
Oh, good.
Because we were knit and nattering on Wednesday night. She was at the airport and it was windy. So we're pleased you're there safely, Victoria.
Yes. I mean, we've had a bit of windy, but nowhere near as bad as other places, I think.
No.
Right, I've got it now.
Linda, not really, but thank you for asking.
You still don't sound very good.
No, I'm not. I keep thinking, oh, that's it, I'm on the mend, and then I keep going downhill.
Oh,
so anyway, but
we're here.
So hello, everybody. Yeah, it was. We always seem to get tail end of weather from America, don't we? And I don't know if we had the wind that they'd got on Wednesday, but it was stormy last night and this morning.
It was really windy last night. I was expecting to come out and see things in the garden where they shouldn't be. But
well, I need to get and do some dyeing, but I thought I'm not doing it. The last time I was in with the wind, it moved. I thought I'm going to get taken up to Kansas or wherever she goes.
That's exactly where she goes. Yeah, we can't cope with you losing the shed. Where's Dominique? Don't know. She's somewhere in another country.
It's all right. She's got water.
Oh dear, can you imagine? Anyway, but thank you so much for last week. We had fun, didn't we, at the end about the blanket. We are in planning. Things are afoot, as they say. Watch this space and all that lot.
Yeah.
It won't be long till you find out.
Lisa planted the seed and then you all ran with it.
Yeah.
And we've taken it all on board and we've got our little brains whirring.
The little seedling at the minute.
Yes, it is. So watch this space. So this is your warning. Don't come up with any crazy ideas today.
Yeah, because you never know. We do take notice and anything could happen.
Yeah.
We just put that plant down a little bit because the sun's just peeking in. Yes, anything could happen, couldn't it?
Yes.
Like, get rid of that.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, what have we got? Wendy, it arrived. Thank you. I'll pass it on to Dominique later. So, I've got finished objects. I've got a cast on. I've got a repurposed item. And I've got a purchased gift. So, where do we start?
I mean, I ought to start by opening my book and getting myself ready.
Get yourself ready, love.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You got your pen?
No, not, but I can just reach there. And
what colour are you going for? Oh, stripy pen.
Yeah, but it's just a biro. But
What do you want to see first?
let's see a repurposed item first.
A repurposed item. Well, I mean, I've been going backwards and forwards with this. You'll be fed up of listening to me. So, the Hilly. I've done the back, which we've seen.
Yes.
I was just a bit concerned with it over my boobage area, that it would just enhance even more boobage area that I didn't want to. So I was thinking of, what do I do? Do I use it? So I'd cast on something else, hadn't I? Using the wool just to see what it was like. And I like the pattern, but the wool is too thick for the pattern.
Before you say anything, Caroline's asking, is it a cushion?
No, it's not a cushion. Shut up, Caroline. I'm saying that. I'm being rude to Caroline because on whatever day, yesterday, I lose my days. That's all they kept saying to me. Turn it into a cushion. No, it's not. It's going to be something to wear. So I'd started knitting it up in something else, but it was too thick for the pattern. I like the pattern. I'm going to have got some of the wool for that, but it was too thick for the pattern.
But
So
that wasn't the pattern. You were doing
something else.
The pattern to do it in double knitting, you were doing it in Aran plus 4-ply.
Yes. Yeah. So it was always doomed to go wrong, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Just in case people had seen that pattern, it wasn't the pattern's fault.
No, the pattern's fine. Yeah. The gauge was right. I'd got my gauge right, but because I am a tight knitter, the gauge was right, but the fabric was too thick.
Dense.
Some of the dimensions were right, but it just didn't feel right. Do you know what I mean? It just was a bit thick. So after lots of discussion, so you're making me say cushion now, Caroline, look what you've done to me. Discussion yesterday at Knitting Natter. I'm knitting the front plain. So I've done the cable at the bottom.
Right.
And then I'm knitting the front. I have had to do a bit of, well, when I say maths, just a bit of working out with another garment. So I've done it the same size, the front, as the Dorian slip over that I did the other day.
Yeah.
The plan is to do the front plain and then do the sleeve bit and the neck in this and see what that looks like. So I won't have as much texture over my boobage area.
Right.
And then I'll have a nice rear, as they say. I'll have a nice back. And then, yeah, so that's my plan. So I've started, I've cast it on, I've worked out my numbers for the size, and we'll see how that goes. Because I love the colour of it, and I really like the texture, but I don't know, I just didn't felt too much for me. And no, it is not going to be a cushion. I've got plenty of cushion. Don't you dare say it yet. Don't you dare. That's what they were all saying. They were just said, right, well, let's wait and see.
Well, this is reincarnation number 3.
Yes.
You just got to go with it.
But if anybody knows what I was like with the beryl jacket, I mean, how many reincarnations did that have?
But what does Iris always say? Your wool will tell you what it wants to be.
Exactly. So we'll wait and see what it turned out like.
Very nice. So that is Wild Thyme.
Yes, it's a lovely colour.
Colourway.
Yes.
I just got it written down. I keep having to bring it forward, otherwise I keep forgetting what it is.
Yes. So it is. It's a beautiful purple colour. It's very similar in colour to our purple.
Yes.
Very, very similar.
Yes.
Really nice, pretty colourway. I like it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and proof that I do finish off Wensleydale Longwool Sheep Shop objects. One of my favourite jumpers.
That's what I'd started to say. Speaking of Wensleydale Longwool Sheep Shop, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Nona sweater. And I love this sweater. But I mean, as usual, I didn't, it's supposed to be bottom up. I did it top down. I changed the colours. I went, chose my colours. I love this jumper.
But the pattern is the pattern. The yoke is right, isn't it? It's just different colours.
Just different colours, yeah.
So people go and look at the Nona and the Hit, you won't see it in that colour, but it is the same pattern.
Yeah, I chose the colours myself. So
yeah.
Yeah, and I think I can't remember it's like a petrol-y colour, this, you can see. But yeah, I like this jumper. So I do actually finish some projects as they should be. Not often.
Well, that wasn't it, the pattern, you just reversed the way you knit it.
I did. I reversed the way I knit it because I wanted to do the nice bit first.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was two pattern, just
yes.
No one would know.
Nobody would know. Nobody would know, Dominique.
Nobody would know.
Absolutely, nobody would know. But I mean, it wouldn't be a marine knit, would it, if I didn't do my own take on it?
Well, everyone's like that, aren't they? Very few people,
yeah.
Other than, fortunately, all our sample knitters that are doing all our knitting for us, they're doing it to pattern.
Well, you never know. I mean, there might be a little bit of leeway given each way. It'll come back and go, oh, that's perfect. It looks lovely, that. Oh, yeah, it's not quite the same, but it's lovely. But yeah, so what have you got on then? I've
got a cast on, just a bit more on something I was always working on, and nearly a finished object. What do you want to say? Is
that a hand knit that you've got on today?
Yeah, I've got my Marled Mania. My first Marled Mania.
Nice.
Because it's cosy, and I wanted something warm and cosy.
Nice. Let's see, a nearly finished object.
A nearly finished object. Well, I mean, you won't be surprised to know what it is.
Is it? Oh, I was just about to say, is it a blanket?
But when I say nearly finished, I mean all the squares are finished.
Oh my lifey life.
So that is, I mean,
well, to me that's finished. What else have you got to do? Are you putting an edging round?
Well,
I mean, what you keep talking about that. I told you what to do. Get a nice cream blanket and just sew it on.
And I do want to edge it because I think it will finish it. I think it will finish it, but the squares are done. But it is really quite wide.
And what measurements is it? Have you measured it?
No, because I've only just finished it.
Really pretty. It looks really nice.
So it is a nice lap.
Yes.
Slightly bigger, but it's covers your legs when you sat down. So, yeah, I'd given myself till the end of February, and then I got on a bit of roll, and I just thought I am just going to plough through, and I've got like 16 left to do, and I thought, right, I need to get it done. So I think, although I've not decided at the minute, my goal was to get this done by the end of February. It's done.
It is done.
I wanted.
Yeah, it is done.
So this could be afternoon tea and retreat, just sat.
Put a blanket on the back.
I can't be bothered. So I can just sit, and I don't mind doing it in front of the telly. I'll just do bits and pieces. And then when these are all gone and it's tidied up, then I'll have a proper look at it. Because I was thinking of doing a row in silver.
Yeah.
And then one in grey.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
But we're all different. You see, I would go red and white. So it looks like candy canes on the outside. But the grey would look nice.
Yeah.
It needs to be colour you've got of anyway, isn't it?
Yes. And I didn't want it to be too bright, otherwise it might detract. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I finished it like 40 minutes ago. So I'm just gonna sit with it. I'm gonna use it, and then when it's all tidied up, decide what I want to do.
About midnight? A colour it's not in it. But it's on the same colour part. Like I did mine with scarlet, which isn't in it. It's colour that's in it, but completely different. That's cherry red, isn't it? Is it scarlet? I thought it was cherry. Yeah. Well, it looks different.
That's vermilion, and that's scarlet.
It looks different to my scarlet, though, when I've got it dyed. Are you sure?
But, yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what I do if it needs it. But I'm just pleased. I'd given myself a deadline that it is done. And then you can kind of, that's your summer side, that's your winter side.
Because I think it would look nice using a colour, like especially for the first row of the border, that's not in it. So then it doesn't look like, you know, if you use the grey, then that bit of grey would look bigger. Do you know what I mean? Your squares wouldn't look like, to the eye, it would look like they're bigger. So if you did a colour that was not in it the first round, and then you can do whatever you want then after, because at least you'll still have your squares, won't you?
I mean, doing a border's not that difficult. It's just that first round of border when you've got to pick up all your stitches, that's the boring bit. But once you've got that done, it's easy.
Yeah, it is.
So watch this space, but it is finally off the hook.
Beautiful.
So I will do the measurements and I'll weigh it and do all of that when we're back picking it up again. But it was, I think I'd got 7 squares left to do yesterday, and I think I did 3, and then I was like, oh, I can't be bothered. Then I've got upstairs and thought, there's 4 left, let's just get on with it. So that's what I do.
Well done.
Silver and green or silver and grey? Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see, because I can always do a 6-inch strip.
Yes, and see what it looks like.
And see what it looks like. I don't have to do the whole thing and just have a play with it. So watch this space, but that is the Batternberg blanket by Sandra Paul in Christmas at the Movies. Done. And it just looks so different because Lisa was casting her, she's used her Christmas at the Movies with Midnight in a short, completely different pattern. The colours look so different against Midnight than this. So when we get to the retreat, you'll have yours, Lisa will, anyone that's got them will just take photos. It's just nice to see how they look, don't they?
They look completely different. Totally
Knit, crocheted, green. Yeah, I'll see. I'm going to see.
Yeah,
so,
I think until you get it ready and do a little bit, you'll look at it and go, I really don't like that, or I really like it. Yeah. Because
I was thinking silver and grey, because then it's not, the colours then stand out and speak for themselves.
Yeah.
But then is it going to get lost? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Silver and grey. Yeah. Well, let's see. But you're not going to see it for a little while because that is going away now. I'm sick of the sight of it.
You've finished in your time.
Yes.
Well, while you're talking of crocheting, I changed.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because I'd said last week it'll grow quicker as crochet, and it is. So I've changed it to just a traditional granny square. I mean, she might swear granny. So that's just granny square. And I'm just going to go round and round
until you get.
I like the colours actually together like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the colours together.
Really nice.
And that's just
Stylecraft Bellissima.
And that's it, Stylecraft Bellissimo. I was doubting myself that it was Bellissimo. So yeah, just good old granny squares.
So I think you're just going to do it square. It is going to be a square blanket.
Yeah, it's just going to be a small square bed blanket. So that's what I'm doing.
So that's all the colours you've got are all in it. You've got no more to add.
No, I've got no more to add to it. So yeah, that's been quite nice, just doing something really simple and repetitive. Yeah, I've quite enjoyed doing a bit of crocheting again. So it's been quite nice.
And I'm ready to put mine down, although I need to start the blanket for Joe, but I might just wait a week.
Yeah, give yourself a little bit of a break so you don't have to.
Yes.
What else have you got then? Have you got a new?
I've got something new. So I've just printed it out, although it's printed out really poorly. With my recycled plastic bottle yarn.
Oh yes, oh yeah, I like that.
That I got from the Anwick Yarn Company. Now that the blanket was drawing to an end, I thought, right, I want to have a play with this. And I was going to do a hat And then someone said a jumper might look nice in that.
I think it would.
I thought I don't particularly want a jumper, but I want like a tank top or something.
Yeah.
So I found a pattern. I mean, this is a really, really poor pattern, poor picture. But it is 2 squares. So it's knit. It's knit that way.
Oh,
not
right.
that way.
Yeah.
So you cast on, do about 4 inches of rib, then you do stockinette, 4 inches of rib, and then you pick up stitches to do the rib at the bottom and a ribbon boat neck at the top.
That's a nice pattern. What's that called then?
Well, it's called the Retro Tee.
Nice.
It's free, but I can't remember now where I found it. I went down a rabbit hole. Like, it's been discontinued and it's being translated from
A different language.
Japanese, I think.
Oh, my life.
Yeah. So, like, it's a page.
Yeah.
You know, cast on, 2x2 rib.
No shaping. No shaping.
So I thought, and it's like one size, you know, this is.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that's easy to do. And it looks really nice, but I don't want it. I don't want the stitches going vertically. So I thought, well, all I'll do is take the schematics
And convert it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So I've just cast it on. I've done a 2x2 rib, and I'm just.
So you're doing it pieced. You are just piecing it then.
It is just a front and a back because I'm going to pick up and do ribbing.
Yeah, on the side.
That way.
Yeah.
So it's going to look exactly like that.
Yeah.
Ribbing at the bottom, ribbing up the sides, ribbing across the boat neck, but I've just changed the way the stitches are. So
I suppose you could also do it on the sleeves if you wanted, couldn't you? Pick a bit up on the sleeves.
There aren't any sleeves.
Yeah.
You basically you join
and just leave a gap.
And leave a gap and then join at your shoulder. You could do all sorts, but I thought that's all I want. I just want it to go over something.
Yeah.
So I worked out my gauge. I worked out from, I can't remember what, one of my ink and brass, I think.
Oh yeah.
How wide I needed it, and then I've just cast it on. So let's see what it looks like. But
it is doing experimental popovers.
It is just going to be.
What size needles are you using?
6.5 for the rib and a 7 for the.
Because is it chunky?
It's super chunky.
That's going to grow without even looking.
Yeah, well, it has. So let's just see. I mean, I'm not looking forward to picking up stitches that are like navy/black to do the rib, but let's see. So that's kind of where I've got it from, but I'm just reversing it round and putting my spin on it. So
if you've come here to find out following a pattern from Marie and Dominique, you'll have quickly gathered that that's not going to.
But I've made notes, so I know what I'm doing. I'll be able to tell you what I've done. So that was the. So that from there to there was the first ball. So I've done that much of the second ball. So I'll get the front out of a ball and 3/4 probably. So I've had to buy some more because I only had 3 balls of it. So I think I've got 6 in total. I've tried to work out how much I think I use, but let's see. But the beauty of this is when I've cast the front off, I can kind of decide how much wider it needs to be, and then that's how wide my rib's going to be.
Yeah, that's a good idea then, isn't it? So you've got some flexibility. If it doesn't fit quite right, you just add a bit more on. Yeah,
I just liked. You really can't see that, but I'll put a link, I think, to where I found it. I just liked the fact it had got rib going
Yes.
the opposite way.
Nice.
And a boat neck. So watch this space. But yeah, I think it should have been, well, I think the pattern and the wool gave slightly different needle sizes, but these were the only needles I could find. So I think it should have been a 6 and a 6.5, but I didn't have a 6. I couldn't find a 6. So
you just decided to go on, whatever.
But I quite like the fabric. It's not,
Yeah.
it's still got a bit of drape in it for a super chunky.
Yeah, you don't want it too dense, do you?
No. So watch this space, but hopefully it will grow quickly because it's super chunky on big needles. And there's not a huge amount of,
isn't it? Just easy.
I've just got to do a little bit of shaping.
Motion is backwards and forwards knitting.
I'm just putting darts in for the bust. So I am just doing a little bit of shaping. But let's see. I started the shaping too late, so this is now the back because I need to start the shaping a lot lower down for the front. But you know.
You don't want darts in your back. No.
No. So yeah. It's knitting up really nicely.
Good.
I'm liking it. I don't think you'll like the feel of it.
Did it feel a bit squeaky? Let me feel it. Hang on.
Yeah, I mean,
Squeaky.
I don't get really what you say, but because it's not really well plied, it's fluffy.
Do that, like
I think it would for you, but I really like it. So watch this space.
Watch this space.
So what else have you got?
I've got a cast on. So I showed you my Wednesday window set from
Felt Fusion.
And I originally was going to do the sock with like the coordinating using the other colour and then do another opposite sock. But I decided against that and thought I actually want a matching pair. But look how different it looks wound up from the skein. Looks completely different, totally different. And I don't know what I was expecting it to knit up as, but I wasn't expecting it to knit up like this. So I've used, that's out of our Dallas.
Yes.
So I'm used that as the contrast. And I think probably a similar colour would be ultra blue if it's not completely ultra blue. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And
no, it's not complete ultra blue, but it's almost ultra blue.
So it's knitting up, not even the stripes. Do you know what I mean? The colour change is quite short. I like them, but I don't know why I was just presuming that they were going to be like stripy socks. Well, you didn't.
I mean, they are. It is quite uniform the way it changes.
Yes, it is. It is uniform, but they're very short.
Yes.
I was expecting it to be like, you know, like a couple of rows of each colour.
Whereas actually it looks like about a 6-row repeat almost. Yeah. Like in blocks of 6.
Yeah. So they're more like tonal stripes rather than obvious stripes. I like them. So that's what I'm going to do. But it looks, it's strange because look how vibrant that looks, like the orange in particular. I'll talk to everybody else that's out there. The orange there looks really bright, but then when you knit it together, it like knocks the colour back. Really weird. They're like magic socks. I really like them.
You just made me think because my
black bow.
Yes, black bow.
Are you happy? I remembered something.
Yeah, I was thinking it's something to do with the rainbow. My black bow. That I've done a few more rows on this because I had it.
Yes.
I had an emergency Teams meeting. Unfortunately, I've got these.
That's similar, isn't it?
It's very similar.
Although I would say yours is more defined. You can sort of see a bit of a stripe, especially the red stands out to me.
But I think it's very similar, but very short colour changes because
you can see
at the last afternoon tea, or no, December afternoon tea, I was knitting on these and everyone went bonkers for them and ordered it.
Yes.
And Tanya had contacted me at the weekend, which is why I've got these out again, to say, I've just cast them on and they don't look anything like. And hers is really pooling.
Oh.
So you can kind of see orange, you know, like it pulls spirally.
Yeah.
So we were just messaging back because she was like, it's nothing like yours. She's doing different stitch count.
Yeah.
So that will make a difference.
Yeah.
But so then we were counting how many stitches we were getting to a colour change.
Oh my Lord, that's
and I get 19 stitches on the same size needles.
Yeah.
So even with different tensions, you can't be more than a stitch out. But she was getting 14 or 15. But it's hand dyed, so it's not self-striping that's on a warping board that is measured. But it kind of just, I can't show you the picture she sent me because I'm on my phone. But it looks like completely different wool. So she pulled it back. She's doing hers cuff down. She's pulled it back and I said, well, don't pull it all back. Save your rib and just decrease 4 stitches.
Yeah.
And then carry on. But it's still not right. But if the colour changes are a centimetre longer or shorter, it's going to make a difference, isn't it? But just as you were saying that, because yours looked similar to that, didn't it?
It looked very similar, but you weren't on the screen. So on there, look how vivid that orange looks.
Yeah.
It's really bright, doesn't it? But look at it when it's knit. It just looks completely different, doesn't it? When it's knit together with the other colours, it just...
It's because when it's wound on top of each other. Yeah. But actually, it's only a short bit. Yeah, just as you were saying that, I thought it was exactly the same, and it was a real good example of.
Let me see, because that's Wednesday's side, so that's Enid's side of the window, which is all colourful, and that's Wednesday's. So it'd be interesting to see how that's going to knit up as well.
Did it look the same? Well, it's got to look different because you've only got 2 colours.
Yeah, no, it's got 3. It's got grey, black.
Oh right.
Grey, black, and the cream. But yes, it's got a lot less colours. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I'm pleased I've done it that way. So I'm going to have a proper full pair of socks out of the Enid side, and then I think I'm going to have some left at some point. So they could just be a mashup.
But I just think when Tanya gets hers done, I'll get her to send me a picture so we can share it, just to show how different they are. So when people say to us, what does it knit up like? Depends. Every ball's different. Every ball's unique.
And like we said, it depends. If your tension is slightly different to somebody else's, you know, the way you knit, you know, we all look at each other and we all knit completely differently, don't we? So it makes a massive difference. Like we say, if you want it to be exactly the same, you buy, you know, manufactured yarn that's deliberately...
Because this is felt fusion. Yeah. So she obviously does the way she dyes very, very short colour repeats.
But so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I'd cast those on and actually got to say I'd been knitting double knit socks for a while. It's grown quite a lot. But I just wanted another pair of socks. I've been doing a little bit more on my other needles cane. So I'm ploughing on with that. So I'm on the heel again on that one.
Yeah.
But look at this. We're just talking about different types of wool and different tension. Exactly the same stitch count.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look how much wider it is in that. Like I've said to you, you can feel on this wool, it's just more relaxed. It's the only way I can describe it, more relaxed, where that's got more elasticity to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly the same needles, exactly the same stitch count. I'm just knitting. That is, if I get it, you can see there. Look how much bigger it is.
Are they on the same needles?
Exactly the same needles.
Not just the same size, I mean the same brand and everything.
They're not the same brand, but they are the same. I've measured them. I was, you know.
Yeah, but like knitting with wood or steel needles.
Both metal. Both metal. But I mean, look, you can see how
Yeah.
much difference there is.
And what's the difference? You won't know. Have you got the labels? What's the difference in yardage? Because 100 grams,
Stand by. Wednesdays.
they'll both be 100 grams of yarn, but if there's different meterage, it's because there'll be different thickness. No.
Felt fusion is meterage is 200 meters per 50 grams, and it's sparkle.
Yeah.
I mean, you're impressed. Look at I've got me. Oh, look, I've just.
That's very good.
And then the other one is 100 grams is 365 meters.
Well, there you go. You see, that's 35 meters difference. It's quite a big difference.
Yeah. So just to show the type of wool you use, even if it's the same, 4-ply.
Are they both 75-25?
No, one is 80-20, and the other one 75, 20, 75 and 5 for the Stellina.
Yes.
So, you would look and go, they're the same wool, but they're completely different. Yeah.
It's a different makeup of wool, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, it was Victoria asking if difference 80-20, 75-25. And the yardage makes a big difference.
Yeah. And the night, it does, it just feels that the 80-20 just feels more relaxed.
Yes.
Like more relaxed wool.
Well, there's more wool and less nylon, isn't there? Yeah. So, so when people say about they have a recipe for the socks that they knit, that's all right if you're knitting with the same yarn every time.
I mean, it's not that much out, do you know what I mean? But I can tell on my feet that they feel a little bit baggier, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
There you
it's
go.
Magic.
So that's those socks at the minute, because obviously I'm waiting for the next instalment of the double knit socks.
Yeah. Is that going to be March when it comes out?
Yes. Yeah. So it's not long, is it? So
no.
What else have you got to show? Do you want me to show something else?
Yeah, you show. So I've only got one other thing, and it's not new.
I have. So I've finished my Jeremy Fisher and the Unexpected Stickleback. So I love them. So they're a non-matching pair of socks, if you know what I mean. So
and which one was which?
So the grey-green is Jeremy Fisher.
You see, that's got a spiral.
Yes, that's got pooling. More so than that. That's a thicker spoolie, isn't it? But
that is stripes, but it's just like a helical stripe, isn't it?
So I really like how they've turned out. So that's really nice and soft. And because I knew I was going to be knitting quite a few of these Beatrix Potter ones, I contacted Jo of Jo Piccalilli and said, "Don't happen to have any fabric, do you, in Beatrix Potter?" And she said, "Oh, I've got a little bit."
So what's she done for you?
Look what she's made for me. Thank you, Jo. It was very kind of you. Look. Got Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. Got Peter Rabbit. Who else have we got? Got Jemima Puddle Duck.
And have you got all of these colourways?
I've got, that's the next one.
Right.
I've got Peter Rabbit. I've ordered Jemima Puddle Duck. That's all that's on here at the minute, I can see.
So you've got Walter.
I've got Flopsy Mopsy.
Oh yeah.
Cottontail. Is that? Oh no, that's onions. I thought there were 3 blind mice. That just goes to show how I can't see very well.
I don't remember 3 blind mice in Beatrix Potter.
There are 3 blind mice.
Is there?
Yeah.
What?
She cut off the tail with a carving knife. Look at that. Yeah, so it's very cute. Thank you, Jo, for making
that. That is really nice.
Thank you. So I'm very happy I've got a little matching yarn tub for all my yarn. So I've kept at the minute, I've got all the spare. So I've got quite a bit left over.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I might be able to make
You might be able to make a pair with all of the leftovers.
Yeah, with all of them left over.
Yeah.
So
Marjorie, have you got a Beatrix Potter yarn tub? Bet she hasn't.
That's a very special one that Jo made for me.
But I bet Marjorie's got some Beatrix Potter in a stash.
Oh, I bet she has.
That's what you need to be on with, Marjorie.
Yes, you need to be cracking on, Marjorie. So, yeah, lots of nice warm double knit socks, which are perfect at the minute because it's been a bit cold.
Yes.
But that's all my knitting I've got today.
Well, I've just got my, and I've not done much more on them, but my Murder, She Wrote, I've just got a few more rounds on there. And I don't think I'm a million miles away from getting to the cuff.
Yeah, nice.
I'm hoping to get these finished this week.
Have you done the heel, or are you doing an aftersort heel?
No, I've done a heel flap and gusset.
Oh, in the same fabric.
Yes.
In the same colourway.
In the same colourway. And I used the Tawanda socks. I used the pattern for that. I'll put the details in by Universal Yarn, it says. So I used their numbers really just to do that. So I've still got quite a bit left, but I'm going to have some left. I'll do the cuffs in the grey, but I might just do like one row at the top and cast off in the grey maybe, so that I can use more.
Is it double knit or 4-ply?
Double knit.
I thought it looked thick there. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, it's double knit. I've really not done much on them, but just when I've wanted to knit rather than crochet, they're easy to do.
No, it's Julie's just saying it's a nice colourway. It is. It's a really pretty colourway, isn't it?
Really nice, and looks again completely different to Caroline's 4-ply that she did the shawl in, and that's what made me pick these up. I cast these on because I saw Caroline's shawl and thought I really do like it.
Because in different things, like the like mustardy colour pops out, and then in the other ones, like the berry pink colour pops out. It's really strange, isn't it?
And I think I said last time, you can see that's from one end of the thing, and that's from the other. So that we are meeting in the middle a little bit, but there's still a difference. So that is going to be, let's get them off my needles. And then I need to pick up the Candy Cane Forest 4-ply ones that I've got to do for Joe's birthday, which is the end of March, but that's not far away really. So
we've got quite a lot on.
And they're 4-ply again, so they are the focus. But I'd only taken these into work to show Tanya what she wanted to compare and contrast, and then we didn't get a chance to catch up. And an in-person meeting suddenly went on to Teams at the last minute, so I was so pleased I'd got them because I could just get a bit, because these just get pushed to one side because I don't really do anything. So I managed to get, I don't know, 8 or 10 rounds in there. So obviously that was the reason Tanya had contacted me. She knew I was going to need them at work.
Just while I'm thinking there, I have given the final numbers for the afternoon tea, which is next Friday. So we won't be podcasting next Friday. We have got 3 spaces left. If you do want to come, I'll need to know before Monday, because on Monday morning I will take it off, just because they need to, they need plenty of chance to make all those cakes.
Yes.
If there is anybody who would still like to come, it is available, but I will have to close. It'll be closed down on Monday morning. So if anybody does, there's only 3 spaces left.
Yes. So are we podcasting next Thursday then?
I think we looked at this, haven't we? Let me just look on my.
Well, I think we said it at the very end, and then we've not looked. So
let me just have a quick look. See. So next Thursday is the 23rd.
No,
I've got an appointment.
Right.
4:30.
Well, we'll let you know. We'll let you all know.
If I do, I won't be able to do it till 6 o'clock. That's the only thing.
Right.
Couldn't do it at 3 o'clock. So if we do, we'll let you know if it's going to
Well,
be.
when we go early on a Thursday, we normally do it in an evening rather than
Yeah.
day anyway, don't we?
Yeah.
So
I could do it, but I couldn't do it at 3 o'clock. So
yes.
I knew there was something that was.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a surprise to you all.
It will. It'll be a surprise to us. It'll be a surprise to you, and it'll be a surprise to us.
But we definitely won't be here this time next Friday because we will be
eating
cake.
Eating
And
cake.
I will be sewing in ends.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
You will. That's a very good point. And I could be doing whatever. I mean, I could just be making a pattern up or doing anything, couldn't I? But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And then it's not long to the retreat, is it?
No.
We've got the afternoon tea, and then there's Yorkshire Yarn Fest, isn't there, at the beginning of March?
Well, there's afternoon tea. The following week it's Yorkshire Yarn Fest, and then the following week it's Buxton and the retreat.
Yeah, and then the following week it's my birthday. Like busy, it's March, busy.
And that is,
and then it's Marjorie's birthday, isn't it, Marjorie? It's our birthday soon.
And then it's East Anglia. So the yarn shows are starting to come thick and fast.
Yeah, they are starting to come out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep seeing them all advertised. You get bombarded a little bit with them at the minute, don't you? But our little brochures have come, just put in the packaging for Cumbria, so they've arrived.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, so they'll be going out in parcels when you order something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Marjorie, and my birthday.
Yes, I did mention it, Marjorie. Our birthday. Yeah, our birthdays. And anybody else's birthday in March, or Sue's even, because it's always nearly Sue's birthday.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Have you got anything else? I mean, I don't think we're going to go down a rabbit hole today, are we?
No, definitely not. You've got our cogs whirring.
Yeah. We've got lots to think about. We've got coronation things and blanket things.
Yes.
Because I know there's been lots of coronation stuff sort of coming out at the minute. So what we do with, the blanket, it isn't going to be something you would make that will be ready for the coronation. Ours is going to be like the yarn club, so it's going to be over months.
Yes.
It's not going to be, because I see there's quite a few come out, isn't there, that you can do from March till the coronation.
May. Yeah.
So yeah, there's lots.
But that is a lot of knitting or crochet.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But I just noticed they're all starting to just pop up all of a sudden, aren't they? The different ones.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, if we do something, it's going to be on the format of how we've done our yarn clubs over many months.
Because you might only want one king or queen.
Yeah, you might want to do the whole lot. We're flexible. We're thinking, we are thinking. We're thinking about people, we're thinking about cost, we're thinking about simplicity, which is always a good key.
Yes. And we're thinking about knitters and crocheters.
Yes. And we're also thinking about, you did get us thinking about, it's my coronation soon. Yeah, yes. You got us thinking about that as well.
Yeah. Yes. No, the only other thing I've not read recently, but when I was away and I went to Barter Books, and I think I said, but if I didn't, thank you for all your suggestions, because I asked for I asked for recommendations for books to try, and I did buy one or two. Well, I'm just looking to see if they're in a neat little pile. I just bought one or two.
Yeah, that's not many at all. That's just like a small container full.
But they were all like...
Are they all on the same genre?
Well, they were, most of them were recommendations.
Yes.
So the first one I tried, I mean, I keep saying it's Mrs. Beeton, but it's clearly not Mrs. Beeton.
Not unless it's scones.
No. I mean, it might be Mrs. Beeton.
Is it the Agatha Raisin?
It's the same writer as Agatha Raisin. But this is the Hamish Macbeth series.
I never realised she'd written Hamish Macbeth.
Well, it's not Hamish Macbeth, the TV programme.
So it's not Hamish Macbeth?
Well, it is, because the... I want to say protagonist, but that's not the right word. But instead of the lead character is called Hamish Macbeth, and he's a Scottish policeman.
Has he got a little dog?
Yes.
It's the same thing then.
Yeah, but Hamish Macbeth was...
A policeman with a little dog on a Scottish island.
No, not the Hamish Macbeth I'm thinking of. It was in a castle. It was Glenbogle.
No, that wasn't. That was.
Oh no, that was Monarch of the Glen.
Monarch of the Glen. Hamish Macbeth was Hamish Macbeth with his little dog, and he was a policeman on an island. Bit similar to the book you're reading.
Well, that's it. I kept thinking,
Monarch of the Glen.
Not a character called Hamish Macbeth, but he wasn't. It was Monarch of the Glen. Well, I've read that thinking. So yeah, it's Hamish Macbeth. But I'm not
waiting for all the characters from Monarch of the Glen to start creeping.
No, I just thought it was very strange that it was called Hamish Macbeth. But I've read it. I've just not really enjoyed it. Because I enjoyed the story. It's easy reading, but it's written, a lot of it, in phonetically in Scottish.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, that shouldn't matter, but it's just not easy reading.
Is it, like the Agatha Raisin books are quite comedic, aren't they? They're like quite tongue-in-cheek. Is it written similar?
No, it's...
Right.
It is light-hearted. It's the island Bobby that no one thinks can do anything, that goes around and solves the murder while the DCI's doing the investigation somewhere else. It's not fast-paced. It's a really nice thing.
But just didn't grab you.
No.
It's weird, isn't it?
I had to really think as I'm reading Scottish, and I don't want to have to think.
I tell you though, I know what you mean, because I got the Alperton Angels, which is the new Janice Hallett one, as an Audible book.
Yes.
And I couldn't listen to it because it's all messages. So it was all smiley faces, emoji, thumbs up, whatever.
Yes.
So I got it on Kindle. I had to stop reading it. It was just a bit depressing. It was just a bit, sometimes when you're reading in a book and thinking, and I read all sorts of murder stuff, and I don't know if anybody else has read it now. They've got on with it. I don't know whether it was just me, but
it's strange, isn't it? I
couldn't read it. I had to end up putting it down and thinking, I don't want to read this. I just don't want to read about it.
It must be me, because a lot of them are. Everyone's saying how much they enjoy it. So I could see if this was written in a different vernacular, I might enjoy it. Okay. Which is really strange, isn't it? Like, there's not much Scottish in there. It's not just
give us a little bit of your Scottish.
That's what I'm just trying to find now, and I can't.
Is there neeps and tatties in there?
Well, that I could work out. I mean, I can work it out, but sometimes you're like, what are they?
Did you need a little bit of a Scottish dictionary to go with it?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes
a little bit at the bottom, where you've got your number and your bibliography, and you have a look. It's that's what that word means.
Yeah. So I mean, we've gist, JIST, meaning just. I get that. They had the lab report. Von Thomas woman was poisoned with arsenic.
With arsenic. Well, you see, I think because I come from the up north there.
I know, but I know what they're saying.
You just have to channel Scottish noise in your head and read it like that.
It's too comically, not comically, it's too caricature-y.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's like someone's done a spitting image of a Scottish person.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And but it's just me, because everyone's really enjoying it. But I only bought 2 of them because I thought, what if I don't like it? But they were £2 each, so it doesn't matter. I did enjoy it, but not enough, I don't think, to read the second one.
I'd just like to apologise to everybody who is Scottish that just had to listen to both of us not really quite sure what it was there.
But stereotypical.
Yes. Yes, like as if you were watching a spoof of somebody speaking.
Yes.
Gone completely over the top. That's how it
Yes, that's how it read to me. So I've finished it and I kind of enjoyed the storyline, but so I just thought I'm going to share, because we always share ones we really enjoy.
Yeah.
And looking at all
the shared ones, we haven't.
And looking at all the comments, I am definitely in the minority, but it wasn't for me.
What else have you got in your box of
So the next one was the other.
Or another. Are you not even going to bother reading it?
I don't think I am.
Well, you'll just have to bring them to the retreat, and we can do a book swap.
Yeah, I mean, someone will love them. I don't. You see, maybe that looks and felt like it was set in about 1950.
Yeah.
And that looks much more modern.
But you do know it's just a picture.
No, I do know that, but well, let's see. So that
pile's not, just go in.
And then I'm just trying to see, because they were themed. I mean, there's just, I don't think I've read Veronica Henry before, but
I've not heard of. No.
What a few people recommended.
What's the title?
A Family Recipe.
Oh.
Was that the only Veronica Henry? I mean, I went a bit mad. I went back twice.
Yeah, but if they're like a couple of quid each.
Well, I think I spent £18, which I know is £18, but that was the only Veronica Henry. Then I got 2 Heidi Swans that I couldn't get at the library.
Yeah.
Which I've devoured them.
They're just easy.
I've devoured the Heidi. Not Heidi Swan, Heidi Swain. So, and then someone had suggested Kathy Bramley.
Oh, I mean, you can't go wrong with a Christmas themed book anyway, I don't think, can you?
So I've got 2.
I can't see what that is. Can't see what it is. Go back, go back, go back. But there we go. Kathy Bramley. I mean, it sounds like a nice apple pie, so you'd buy that for that, wouldn't you?
You can't go wrong with that.
Hello, Jasper.
And then, she obviously likes a Christmas themed book. That's another Kathy Bramley. So let's hope I like Kathy Bramley. And then I think I'd asked for Cozy Mysteries.
Ah, right.
So GM Hallett, which I'm not sure if I've read any of their work before.
Who?
GM Hallett.
Up. Mallet. Said Hallett.
Mallet.
Said Hallett.
Oh. A St. Just Mystery. Linda, have you spoken about St. Just Mysteries?
Well, yes, somebody has mentioned the St. Just Mysteries, haven't they?
Death and the Lit Chick. I mean,
that sounds like it. That sounds like it might have to come my way after you've read that.
And then A Fatal Winter.
In season. Who's that?
So that's another GM Mallet. And then the last 2 were just, I found while I was finding all these. This was the Marlowe.
I've got that in
Murder Club.
I've got that next in my list on Audible to listen to.
Oh, have you? Robert Thorogood. I mean, it sounds a little bit.
Didn't he? I think I've read. Isn't he Death and Croissants?
I don't know. Oh, I could look though, couldn't I?
I know there was a reason I put it in my. He's next on my list. It's in my Audible to read.
It doesn't give.
It mightn't be him.
Meditation on Murder: The Killing of Polly Carter, Death Knocks Twice, and Murder in the Caribbean.
No, but I thought I'd read another one of their books.
From the creator of Death in Paradise.
That's why I've gone for it then. I know it's in my. I looked at it and thought, I'm going to have that. Oh, have you seen the new Death Beyond Paradise, whatever it's called? Is it starting this week or next week?
24th.
Next week then.
So it's the last Death in Paradise this week. And then lastly, this is a Dinner Ladies Detective, An Unfortunate Christmas Murder by Hannah Hendy.
Dinner Ladies. I mean, you can see, the theme here of our reading quality,
I mean,
there's a big part in it.
A lot of these were recommended, people I didn't know, but this is the Dinner Ladies Detective. So we've got the Dinner Lady Detectives and then An Unfortunate Christmas Murder, two in the.
One of the ones I'm listening to at the minute is A Spoonful of Murder, which is quite good, and it's an Audible book, and it's read by Julie Hesmondhalgh, and it is really funny. It's quite good.
I mean, these are clearly all cosy murders, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, love Kathy Bramley, easy reading.
It's Christmas in February. It's Christmas all the time, Caroline. Come on, you should know the pair of us by now.
I bought them in January when I was still feeling festive, but I don't think I'll read Christmas anytime. Exactly. So maybe I'll read. I mean, I didn't particularly enjoy the first one. I don't know why. Maybe I'll read the first chapter of this.
Yes.
And see. But if after the first chapter I'm still not feeling it, then I'm going to try and finish the Heidi Swain collection because I've only got about 4 books that I've not read in the whole series.
It is, Marjorie. It is based around Thirsk. Yes, it's.
Which one?
The Spoonful of Murder.
Oh.
I can't think who the author is. Hang on, let me have a look on my Audible and I can tell you. It's, again, you don't need too many brain cells to listen to it or read it. It's one of those that just, while I'm out walking, I'll listen to that. I'm coordinating at the minute between that and the Anne Cleeves Rising Tide Vera. So I've got like Light-Hearted and then Vera. Do you know what I mean? Going around squaring everybody up.
Yeah. I don't need to think about it. I can pick it up and put it down.
Yeah, that's what you want sometimes, isn't it?
That's all I need. But yeah, I just think I know I use the library all the time. And I don't like paying for brand new books. That's just me because I read it and then I donate them. Yeah. But I don't mind paying £2.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not been read.
No, you can see. And it's not being read by somebody like me, that's for sure.
That's definitely not been read.
But
£2.20.
A book like that, me.
I can, but I mean, that is just.
No, it's not. That's brand new, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Spoonful of Murder is by J.M. Hall. And I'll tell you what, the other one I've downloaded as well yesterday is the new Sarah Cox one. The DJ Sarah Cox. I've got that on Audible now. She's just got her first book out, Throne. So
Throne?
Throne.
Oh.
About women who join a pottery club and then things happen.
Right.
Fairly light-hearted, I think. But I thought, and she reads it, and I quite like listening to her on the radio, so I thought that would be quite nice,
Yeah.
I'm
not sure I could listen to her, but if she's written it, at least you're hearing it in her voice, aren't you?
Yeah, she was on the news. She was on BBC the other morning talking about it, and I thought, that sounds quite an easy listen to. I think I quite fancy that. And I had about 3 credits that I haven't used yet, so I thought I'll have that on now.
She does a book club on BBC too, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Not that I've seen it, but. I kept forgetting to show my haul when I came back.
That is a good haul.
I mean, like these two, they look brand new.
They do.
So anyway, £2.80 that one.
Oh God, you're pushing the boat out there.
But I've read about 8 of hers already, and it's to finish the series. So. Yeah.
Linda, have you finished the Alperton Angels? How did you get on with it? Because I think it was Linda was talking about it.
Yeah, I
found it a bit grim and a bit.
Because it's only just come out. I'm so far down the list at the library. I'll wait for a little while before I get it. But I really liked her first one.
Yes.
And didn't enjoy the second one.
Yeah, I preferred the first one more than the second one, I've got to admit, but I still enjoyed it. I still read it, but this one, It's just the subject matter, that's all, I think.
Yeah,
Subject matter.
yeah. It's we're all different, aren't we? But
And I know what I'll do. I might just go and read the last bit because I've gone quite a way through it, kept plodding on with it and thinking, oh, I want to know what happens. And then when I do, I'm thinking, oh, I really don't want to read this. I think I'll just go to the end and get the end and see what's happened. Not read it yet.
Linda's not read it yet.
No,
it'll pop up on the library, on my library queue at some point, but when they're new out, they do get
in there for £18 though. There's lots of books there. Yeah.
I just kept going round and I'd sat there having my chip butty or whatever I'd ordered in the cafe because I'd posted on social media, and then I just got a list and I'm like walking around with this list trying to find them all, and I thought,
and a big pile of books like this.
Yeah, and I thought I'm not going to go mad. So there were loads of Kathy Bramley's, but I thought there's no point buying loads
if you don't like them,
if I don't enjoy them. But I'll buy a couple of each and then just see. So it was just really nice because everyone's got slightly different reading tastes, or
absolutely.
I've heard of different authors, so it's nice just to share it. So it was good, yeah. So I think
that's it, isn't it? I think
that's it.
We've witted on quite a lot there today about witty things.
Yes.
So, right. On that note, we will see you hopefully next week, possibly on Thursday at some point, but we will let you know.
Yes. If
it is going to be Thursday, it'll be about 6 o'clock, as I would have thought. So if you have,
if it is going to be, we'll do you a post earlier in the week so you know, and then a reminder on Thursday.
Okie dokie. Well,
if not, we will see those coming for the afternoon tea
on the Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
So have a good weekend, and hope it's not too much rubbish weather this weekend. I think it's going to get nice after today, but enjoy the rest of the weekend, everybody.
And we'll see you soon.